Hi there, Ronya Banks here tonight, wanting to talk to you about loneliness and mindfulness practice or Buddhist practice. And the reason I want to talk about loneliness is because loneliness is a very widespread problem in our Western culture. Research is showing that 80% of young people feel lonely, and they struggle with finding acceptance in social groups, and that a lot of older people struggle with loneliness as well. That between 15 to 30% of our population feels chronically lonely. That's a lot of people. And I hear about it from clients that I see often about feeling alone and not sure how to reach out, and it's a big problem. And the truth is, we're a social species. Human beings, Homo sapiens, are meant to live together in groups and to connect with one another. All of our brain and communication processes, everything point towards the fact that we're meant to be social beings. So the big problem in with a lot of people who are practicing is that our strategies to avoid loneliness or to deny loneliness tends to cause a lot more problems in the long run. Because a lot of people end up engaging in some really unhealthy or unskillful addictive behaviors, avoidant behaviors, in order to deal with the loneliness, or depression and self-pity and a lot of strong, difficult emotions. So with our mindfulness and contemplative practices, it's important to learn how to stop avoiding loneliness and to be able to actually lean into the loneliness and work with it head on like that. So that's the only way to really help it heal. And then, of course, start strategies with engaging and connecting with other people. So, there are a lot of things that we can do in order to work with loneliness, but the first thing we have to do is recognize when loneliness is present. So that would be step one. A lot of times the mind will try to mask loneliness as depression or restlessness or boredom, but when we can sit with those feelings or those experiences, underneath it we might find a really deep sadness or loneliness, desire to connect with others. So then we have to recognize the loneliness, and then we have to name it, and then we open to it. We allow it to be there. Notice, our mindfulness practice, where is it located in the body? What emotions are perhaps coupled with this loneliness? Do we have any unrealistic mental expectations that we need to let go of? And really just open up to this loneliness and allow ourselves to lean into it, right? As much as possible. Recognize and let go of any self-pity narratives that we might have, or beliefs about ourselves or others, because those usually exacerbate the loneliness. And of course, during the whole process, having compassion for yourself, for others, and realize that we are wired for connection, and when it's not happening, it can be painful. And then another step is to learn how to self-soothe. How can I really nurture and take care of myself and honor myself and hug myself, give something kind to myself right now, and soothe myself. And after the bout of loneliness passes, when you can open up to it and self-soothe, which eventually it will do, especially if you're not avoiding it through internet or whatever you use to avoid dealing with it, what will be left in its wake is deep wisdom and peace and serenity. And also this wisdom will direct you to connecting with other people, who you want to connect with, how to connect with them. When we're desperate and we're lonely, there's no wisdom there. But when we can face it and be with it, then wisdom will come out and direct us to having some more wholesome and healthy relationships with ourselves and with others. The most important thing is, if you're really depressed and lonely, please reach out to some professionals. Don't sit and allow it to get worse. There's a lot of help out there for all of us. So I hope you're well. Thank you for listening.